Hey, in this video we're going to go over having contact and what that means and how it can improve your team's performance. So what calling contact is I'll just give you an example here real quickly. This to say we have a 2v1 in your favor. You have a guy in sight and a guy in pit, and the last guy is coming up moto here. So this guy right here in sight wants to call contact. So what that means is this guy pit is not going to peek until this guy either sees or shoots this guy first. So he's going to be at least like right here. Let's say if he's playing this box or playing this angle here, he's pretty much going to be fully exposed to multiple angles, so that when that guy has contact and he shoots, then it allows this guy to peek. And what this does is it prevents you from losing the rounds that you should win. When people get too peaky and the situations where you have the man advantage and a guy's clutching, it's all about those trade kills, and this makes the trade kills a lot easier because everyone's on the same page on who's peeking, who's fighting first, and it just simplifies it a lot. And all you need to say, if your team knows what you're talking about, say contact. And the guy that says contact has contact. Instead of saying, oh, when I peek, you shoot, I'm going to peek, then you shoot, like explaining it, all you say is contact. So if this guy in sight says contact, the guy pit knows instantly that he's not going to peek until his teammate shoots. And that's going to guarantee that this guy is fully exposed at least to here. So there's no way the trade kill won't happen. So like, and there is ways that this, like if the wrong person calls contact, there's better positions where you'll call contact, because you want the other team, whoever it is, whatever the situation might be, you want them to run into a situation where there's multiple spots they can get shot from. So coming in past here, he's gonna get shot from porch, site, graveyard, pit, everything. So playing a passive angle like this works, having contact, because he's exposing himself to so many other angles. So as soon as this guy shoots, the other person can peek out and instantly trade, or not even trade, just double team the guy, you know. So here's the wrong way to call contact here. So you kind of have to have some knowledge on who calls contact and stuff, but I'll break it down here even more. So let's say we have the same situation. Last guy is moto. We have a guy in sight and a guy in pit. Alright? And if the guy in pit called contact, the guy's sight's not going to peek till this guy shoots. But this guy doesn't know exactly where the CT is. He might be walking in, creeping along this wall. So if he peeks and the CT is just waiting back here, so the pole guy peeks, gets shot in the head, this guy can't trade because he's way back there and this guy's in the corner of sight. So in that situation, that trade kill does not work. So calling contact for this guy does not work. You want him to bait him into the site so both your teammates can see him at the same time. So it'd be better situation if this guy called contact that's in the site, because then anywhere else, just even if this guy was graveyard, this guy, if the site guy has contact, this guy does not even peek, slightly even peek until this guy shoots, and then he exposes himself. And if this guy's shooting, the guy's obviously past this point, so there's no way, you know, he can get away. Your teammate's gonna have a clean shot in the side of the head. So just by calling contact, it can really help you in a lot of situations that you should win, and just, you know, it makes it easier. Everyone's on the same page. I'll just give you some more scenarios here. Let's say you're in another 2v1 in your favor. You have a guy right here on your team, and you have a guy tri-box on your team. What you want in this scenario, let's say the last guy's garden. What you want in this scenario is not for the try guy to peek. So this guy does not have contact. This guy here has contact. Because if this guy's here, this guy's going to have to be all the way exposed all the way to this angle to see the guy in the emo spot here. And then as soon as that guy shoots and banks contact there, then this guy can peek out, because for sure he can be able to trade kill. If it's the opposite, if this guy was to have contact, and then, because once again he can't see where he is, so he has to randomly start peeking, and if the CT is holding for him, he can kill him, and then there's no trade for this guy, not an instant trade for this guy. So you have to know the angles and spots and kind of bait him in so that both you can see him at the same exact time as soon as the other teammate peeks. So this guy would have the contact. And you can always, like, sometimes we don't always know exactly who's going to have contact first. So if we're in the site, we're doing an after plant, we're getting in our after plant spots, we're like, someone might say, who has contact? And everyone just quickly analyzes their spot and says, I have contact. So the best person has contact. And not even just clutches like I've been showing you. If, let's say, you have the demand advantage 4v3 or 5v3, you have the demand advantage, and you have the site. If someone calls contact, you know not to peek, and you don't give those entries to the CTs retaking the site. Because if you don't have someone calling contact, someone might be like, oh, I have to make a move and kill these CTs that are coming in. Let's just break down another scenario. If this guy has contact here, everyone else knows not to peek. This Tribox guy won't peek. This emo guy won't peek. So as soon as this guy shoots, everyone knows that the CTs are probably right here, so they can get shot from almost every angle. It's like this guy doesn't have to peek. If this gen guy has the contact, instantly when the gen guy, or this guy right there, shoots, this guy can peek out. This guy can peek out. This guy can peek out. So they're all getting shot at the same, they all can peek the same guy at the same time. And if that guy didn't call contact there, this guy might, you know, do some quick peeks like this and get some entries. And there might be, you know, the CTs might even be thinking about saving. Sometimes they'll hold passively, just far away, and if they happen to get the pick, then they'll go for it. But if the terrorists don't give them any free entries into the site and open up any picks, they'll just save. So that's going to help you in those situations. But like I was saying, if that try guy is peeking and gets shot off, then the CTs might actually go for it and win the round. And by having contact, you're going to eliminate that from happening and be able to win those situations that you should be winning. So that communication tip right there should help you guys a lot. Thanks for watching. Follow me on my social media, Twitter and Facebook, below in the description. Thanks, guys.